What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Franchise Guy, come back and share another episode of Madden 19 Philadelphia Eagles Franchise Mode, taking on the Dallas Cowboys in a rematch of a couple weeks ago where we took the L against the Cowboys at the Link. Now we're taking on them at AT&T Stadium here in Dallas, Texas. Hopefully, we get the win this time. Dallas is under 500 and we're at 11-1. The only loss coming from these Cowboys. I know in-game Skip Bayless is not enjoying this right now. The fact the Eagles are cruising for another playoff appearance at 11-1 with a 916 winning percentage. We have outscored our opponents by 76 points. The only other team in the division that has more points scored than allowed is the Redskins. The Cowboys and the Giants both are in the negatives, which is not a good thing if you actually want to win some football games. You can tell by the score that's the reason why. But take a look at this team. Carson Wentz, nice easy pocket right now. Gonna fire long to Dallas Goedert, who's gonna come down with the catch right now. That's a great pickup, or a great reception for Goedert. 35 yards on the catch. And the rookie, rookie's gonna have it. And at 3rd and 3, our run game gets stuffed. Force a 4th and 2 with a 1-yard rush from Corey Clement. Forced to kick the field goal right now, Jake Elliott. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Jake the Snake Elliott in for the field goal. Take a 3-0 lead against these Cowboys. And the key to beating these Cowboys, don't let that offense stall out. That's what happened to us in our loss to the Cowboys. The offense stalled out, and we couldn't score any points. Some calls turns at the end of the game too also forced us to lose the game. But getting 3 points on the board right now, and we forced them to a 3-and-out. Right now, 2nd and 2. Corey Clement gets his 3rd rush of the game. This one, it's a pretty big rush, at least 10-15 yards. His 500th rushing yard on the season. Gonna find Mike Wallace wide open. He's gonna miss the first tackle. And he's gonna get tackled down. About a 15-20 yard gain right there for Wallace. Again, 1st and 10, dropping back, and Wentz is gonna get sacked. Tyron Crawford, I believe that's who that is. I believe that's his first name is Tyron. But he gets a sack off Jason Peters. Wentz going deep, and this one is broken up to Aguilar. Almost picked off by the diving defensive back, and we're forced to punt. But look at that. 3rd and 6, Dak Prescott completes it to Julius Thomas. He gets the first down. And on a 1st and 10, Dak Prescott is going to get sacked by Jordan Hicks. Hicks just blows through that line, and no one's there to stop him. And on 2nd and 17, I'm not sure what running back that is, but it's not Ezekiel Elliott, and he just takes it up the middle, goes to the house. Jordan Hicks is down with an injury. 82-yard rushing touchdown for Smith right there. Cowboys take a 7-3 lead, and on a 1st and 10, DeMarcus Lawrence sacks Carson Wentz to make it a 2nd and 19. Oh boy. And with 40 seconds left, another sack for DeMarcus Lawrence on Carson Wentz. Forces it, oh boy, talking is hard for me, to a 4th and 20. On a 1st and 10, Dak Prescott's going to get sacked. Rodney McLeod gets with a half a sack right there. Also with Brandon Graham, too. His 5th and a half sack of the season, I'm guessing, because the previous one was the 5th sack. And on a 3rd and 21, Brandon Graham is going to force the fumble. Going to be recovered by defensive tackle Timmy Jernigan. He's going to run off with the ball somewhere. Not sure where he's going. But, after the sack of Wentz, it kind of pans out that, our defense, bails us out. And right now, Corey Clement gets a nice 25-yard gain right there on the ground. Our running game has been struggling recently, haven't been able to rush the ball effectively, the past couple of weeks. But that's great to see. But on the next play, Nelson Aguilar gets the reception for a touchdown. Give the Eagles a 9-7 lead. And after the field goal, a 10-7 lead. I guess that's at the point after touchdown. And another sack on a 2nd down. Fletcher Cox got the sack. And on a 2nd 5 for the Eagles right now. Gonna get that ball to Nelson Aguilar, who's gonna take it pretty much all the way down the field. Get tackled inside the red zone, and on a 1st and 10, Carson Wentz shakes off one sack and then gets sacked by DeMarcus Lawrence again. His 3rd sack of the game. On a 3rd and 21 now for the Eagles. Carson Wentz running for his life, and he's going to find none other than Alshon Jeffrey in the end zone. His 10th receiving touchdown this season. And, Jeffrey tapped those toes right there. Jason Garrett can't believe that a premier receiver, dotted up his lackluster secondary. Brandon Graham's time comes in unblocked, his 2nd.5 sack on Dak Prescott of the game. 1st and 10 for the Eagles now. Going to get the handoff to Darren Sproles for his 5th rush of the game right now. Is at 39 yards. Probably the best game of the season for Sproles. Sproles has pretty much been ineffective the entire year. On a 1st and 10, Carson Wentz goes down with the sack. They're going to get called the holding to anyway on Brandon Brooks. So, on a 4th and 1, we're going to QB sneak it. 1 rush for 2 yards for Wentz. So, got to pick up the 1st down. Can't punt it away all the time. 2nd and 2, going to dump that down to Ertz, who's going to fight his way to the 2-yard line. And, it says passing touchdown, but we're not getting any signal for it. Doug Pearson's clapping. Jason Garrett is upset, clearly. So apparently that wasn't a touchdown, even though he clearly crossed the line. But Eagles at halftime lead 24-7. Dak Prescott has -7 passing yards. I guess it happens when you get sacked 5 times before the half. Taking a look at a battle of mediocrity, the Giants outplay the Redskins and win 28-22. Giants are now 4-9. The Redskins are 5-8. We're just in a bad division this year. Usually, the NFC is one of the better divisions in football since all the teams are pretty much the same. Bengals, though, are 1-9, are leading the 7-5 Chargers. That's a Bengal game right there. And the 6-5 Broncos take on the 6-6 Niners, and the Niners are winning 14-10. Jay McKinnon, 5 attempts, 21, yards, and 2 touchdowns. Way to go, McKinnon. Coming out of halftime at 2nd 4, Dak Prescott's hook up with Julius Thomas again. Thomas is going to get another big gain for the 1st down. 6 for 6 for the day for Prescott. Only 48 yards passing. So he's not even throwing for 1st downs. So all of his passes pretty much for Prescott are just going for a little over 5 yards. They go for like 7 or 8 yards. And look at this guy, I think his name's Rob or Rod Smith. Another big run, 25 yards this time. And this guy was a terror the entire game for this Eagles team. And speaking of terror, Dak Prescott decides to throw the ball for 10 yards, hooks up with his tight end, Julius Thomas. I believe that's Julius Thomas. Makes the game a closer 24-14. Eagles still winning though. Alshon Jeffrey makes the basket catch on a 1st down. Then gets smacked, really. On a 1st and 10 after the catch, Malik Collins gets in for the sack. So all of these Cowboys linemen are getting sacks. On a 1st and 10 now for the Cowboys. Get to throw the ball to, guess who? Julius Thomas. Who's going to make a move, force a couple misses. And, Julius Thomas is a pain. And he's going to get stopped, though, before anything big happens. Hand off to Josh Adams, though, in the 4th quarter. He's our 4th quarterback. He's the kind of bag you hand off to just to chip away minutes. Just give it to him in garbage time. It's not the prettiest job to have, but it's not the worst either. But on a 2nd 7, Carson Wentz gets sacked, fumbles the ball. Offensive line recover it, though. And on a 3rd and 19, guess who? DeMarcus Lawrence, his 4th sack of the game, his 30th tackle this season. Eesh. This game's starting to look an awful lot like the last time the Eagles played the Cowboys. 24-14 right now, 9.5 minutes left in the game. Throwing it out to Rod Smith, who's going to get tackled at some point. Hopefully, he doesn't score a touchdown. I mean, can't afford him to score a touchdown. So on a second one, though, yeah, see, Dak Prescott's game plan, though, as Rod Smith is just running all over our defense, is to throw the ball 5 yards and hopefully someone picks up the extra yards. 1st and 10, though. My first and goal, really, for the Cowboys, and they're going to hand it off to Smith again, his second rushing touchdown of the game. And this game is way too closer than it should be. 24-21 Eagles. That offense has stalled out for the Birds. Now we're going to get to Mike Wallace, gets the first down. I mean, look at Wentz. 20 for 25, 281 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2nd 3 now for Nick Foles. Carson Wentz, and he's going to get sacked by Wilson. They just send an all-out blitz. That's a linebacker right there, I think. Linebacker, defensive back, one of the two. 4th and 5, going to get it to Nelson Aguilar, who's going to pick up the first down the red zone now on the 6-yard line. Going to hand that ball off to Corey Clement, who's going to get a couple yards, but 2 yards on the run right there. And we're going to stall out with 1 second left. Kick the field goal. We just milked the clock out. Jason Garrett, can't believe what just happened. He had this win in the bag. Problem is the Eagles played smarter, though, and they come out with the win. 91 passing yards for Dak Prescott, 154 rushing yards for the Cowboys. I mean, look at that. It's the face of a loser right there. These Eagles, though, we played smart on defense. Probably allowed a little too many mistakes right there. Wentz probably threw the ball a little too much. Corey Clement had 73 rushing yards. They're trying to, work with most of our backs in now. Nelson Aguilar had 123 yards. Is that what that said? 123 yards for Aguilar, 52 yards for Ertz, 58 for Goddard, 49 for Jeffrey. And, blocking, Peters allowed 2 sacks, Lane Johnson allowed 3 sacks, and Wisniewski and Brooks allowed a sack. Sacks, Brandon Graham had 2.5, McLeod had a sack, Fletcher Cox and Jordan Hicks both had sacks. Total tackles, Warlow had a bunch of tackles. He had 6 tackles right now for the game. Elliott was 2 for 2 on field goals and 3 for 3 on extra points. Now gets upgrade points right now. Throwing Sidney Jones a slot upgrade, giving him up to a 78 overall. Got Joe Ostman, who didn't play this game. Same with Nate Sudfeld. Nate Sudfeld also did not play this game, but they both got upgrade points. I guess because we just got the team milestones gave them the upgrade points. Because I know they get, they get the XP if you hit your team milestones. But, we're just, we're upgrading Nate Sudfeld for someone else to pick him up in free agency because we're not going to re-sign him. But if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Stay for next episode. Peace out.